Hello. This amazing poem from the German poet Rilke. It's called The Night. With thanks to Steve Athey for introducing me to this amazing poem, which I put to music. The night rides forth in cold black steel into the teeming world. And outside his armor, everything awaits. The vines in the vale, friend and foe, and the feast in the hall, and the maids in May, and the glen and the grail. And God himself in 1,000 forms found along every road. Yeah, outside his armor, everything awaits. But inside his armor, darkly enclosing him, crouches death. And inside his armor, the thought comes and comes again. When will a blade pierce this iron sheath? The undeserved and liberating blade that will fetch me from my hiding place where I've been so long compressed. So at last I might stretch my limbs and hear my full voice expressed. The hero's journey. It's a metaphor that resonates with me. And we're all that hero, heroine, off on our journey, on our quest. Aren't we all in some way that night? The night rides forth, forward, onward, into the teeming world, the entire planet, playing ground for our adventure potentially. Or the world of our community, or the world of our industry that we work in, or the world of our family. So much to explore, so much to achieve in coal black steel, armor, shining, presenting to the world, the hero, here I am. It's beautiful. We make our way in the world, into the teeming world. It's teeming with life, it's full. Outside his armor, everything awaits. The vale, the natural world, the vines in the vale, green and growing, natural surroundings for us to move through and meet the challenges of and be replenished by and tame. And harvest and dig for gold and mine and exploit. Dig for treasure. And all the downsides of that for the environment. But all the upsides of it, to build, to grow what we can do with those materials, those raw materials. Build. Beautiful. The beauty of the industry of humankind and the darker edges of that as well. And it's when the plunder gets out of control, which the knight can do, of course. The hero can also be the plunderer, caught up in the grandeur. However, everything awaits. Friend and foe, the camaraderie of friends, the sweetness of having an enemy, the enemy that in some way completes me. Have you ever found that? The sweet adrenaline chemical buzz of knowing who's wrong, which maybe makes you right. And I don't mean to be cynical. I mean, yes, the part of us that wants to take a stand for justice and fight the enemy. It's important. It's beautiful. It's necessary. Make our way in the world like the knight in our armor, protected. We need protection. The world is a crazy place. And the vines in the vale, the friend and foe, and the feast in the hall, the feast of life, the appetites, embodied pleasure, and the maids in May, sweetness of attraction, chemistry, sexuality, and the glen and the grail, the thing we set our sights on, the treasure, the quest. And God himself in 1,000 forms, found along every road. Yeah, outside his armor, everything awaits. But inside his armor, darkly enclosing him. See, the poet makes a move here. Inside the armor, darkly enclosing. The armor we built necessarily, wonderfully, beautifully. The armor of our personality. The strengths, armor is strong, our own strengths that we lean on, that get us a seat at the table, that keep us safe through the political landscapes of the playground and the schoolyard and the early workplace experiences and the family life, the strengths we draw on, whether that the strength be a cuteness or a toughness or a cleverness or a wit or a clown. Build these beliefs around these strengths, and the armor helps us. It really does. And then, but isn't it interesting that inside the armor, what is there that's been disowned, that said, no, you don't belong. You won't get me where I want to go. See, the psyche is always trying to restore balance. It's trying to grow into wholeness. What happens is necessarily we become divided. It's not a bad thing. It's the process of growth. We have to say no to some things and yes to other things about ourselves. Construct an identity. Again, I want to say a thank you to Steve Athey, also Sarah Cornelli, Pete Shields, my other colleagues at the Leadership Circle as well, helping me understand more about this journey of life, particularly Steve's work in narrative identity. We build this identity, this armor, it's a wonderful thing, but then on the interior, like the very thing that's protected us and given us that success can become a prison. And in that crouches death. Yeah, there's a stuckness that happens. And the thought comes. Inside the armor, the thought comes. Outside the armor, I'm presenting to the world, and inside the armor, there's this growing thought. When will the blade pierce this iron sheath? The blade. Where is the thing that will come and pierce this armor? Crack me open so that what wants to come through can grow. The undeserved and liberating blade. Undeserved. What a concept. See, so much in the first part of life is about deserving, isn't it? And fair enough. I make my way and I prove myself. Yeah, absolutely. Step up. Make your mark. But here we've got this other concept. It's such, again, the poet Rilke is, just throwing in this curveball, this beautiful insight about the growth of life. And we get to this point where we kind of need some kind of intervention from grace sometimes. And it might come in the form of crisis even. Maybe not. Maybe opportunity. Maybe an exciting change. Maybe something we step into willingly or something that comes at us. however wonderful or beautiful or exciting or horrible, it in some way it disrupts and it cracks the armor open, because the things we've relied on just they don't work so well anymore, or they even get in the way. The cuteness we've relied on is just not sufficient, for where we want to grow into, and the disowned strength that we've put into the shadows wants to come through. Or the other way around, we've relied on strength and toughness, and inside there's a tenderness or a love or an intimacy that wants to come through. The undeserved and liberating blade. So it just comes through grace sometimes. Maybe that's what we need. Can't do it on our own, because where we've got to on our own is a wonderful identity built. The undeserved and liberating blade that will fetch me from my hiding place where I've been so long compressed. So at last I might stretch my limbs and hear my full voice expressed. So at last I might stretch my limbs and hear my full voice expressed. Hey, thanks for tuning in to this channel. Thanks for supporting me in this journey of singing songs to shed light on this hero's journey. What is the armor that you've built? And could you just give a big bow of thanks to that armor, to that qualities you've had that you've built? And what are you recognizing has happened in that armor that is maybe stuck? And is there something that wants to grow, that needs some room and space? And would you, could you, should you just pay attention and allow that to present itself to you? Hey, I'll see you again sometime, I hope. Bye.